Boom! It's John Madden here, and I want to thank you all for watching my top 10 highest inventions of Thomas Edison, the genius. Rounding off the list at number 1 is, of course, the magnetic iron ore separator. As useful and as great as Brett Favre. No, don't get me wrong, light bulbs are important and whatnot, but magnetic iron ore separator has set a definite tone for this nation. Starting in Pittsburgh with the steel and... Well, why am I talking about this? Let's just run the advertisement that Thomas Edison had way back there. Boom! Flashback.
Thomas A. Edison here. Did you know that the A in Edison stands for iron ore? Well, now you do. Iron ore is a world commodity, valuable from Asia to the great United States of America. And how about some ore bore for you? Did you know that the following processes, only 43% of the valuable materials in iron ore are harvested?
For example, washing? Yeah, that thing that you're supposed to do with your hands is also a method that they actually use for getting the contents of iron ore separated from its original material. Yeah, you're going to be spending a lot of time doing something that's not going to give you a lot of product. At least with washing, you get to do something hands-on. But with gravitational concentration, you're simply suspending the iron ore and hoping that the more valuable, heavier parts are the parts that fall to the bottom and you can use that as your materials. Yeah, like that's gonna work 100% of the time. Sorry for dumbifying you with those two methods. For putting up with those two dumb methods, here's a picture of a cat eating spaghetti. Another little bit more realistic method is flotation, and this process is done by putting iron ore at the bottom of a water cup and using chemical reactions to try to attempt to get the more valuable iron ore substances to the surface. Yeah, right. When has science ever worked? Speaking of science working, I've got a hip new invention that'll have all the kids a-chapping. I call it more ore with less chore. Here's how it works. You take up mashed up iron ore that can come from hitting some iron ore with a hammer or possibly with other iron ore, whatever floats your boat. And then you put it in this funnel-like container. And what happens when it's filtered through this funnel, a magnet will take the more valuable iron ore materials and put it on the right side of the bottom, and you can take those materials and melt them together to get a very valuable steel. I get a specific critic acclaim of this, but everyone who has ever used this says that it's perfect and you should buy it immediately. So, there you go.